Nick Baldwin for SevereMMA here with UFC middleweight Eryk Anders, who takes on Vinicius Moreira this Saturday night at UFC Minneapolis. Eryk, appreciate you taking the time. I'm just curious, how did training camp go? How did everything go leading up to this fight?
Man, everything went well, man. Did focus a lot on the strength and conditioning, putting on size and mass. Fighting a really big, strong dude, so I want to be able to match his strength.
Okay. Something a lot of people are talking to you ahead of this fight is, of course, you've fallen short a few times in a row. I'm curious, what do you feel like has gone wrong? Is it a matter of you've been fighting bigger guys, Thiago Santos, Cleo Round you. They're very big. They're good fighters. Santos fighting John Jones in a week. What has led to that stumble, so to speak?
Man, it's just a game, man. There's got to be a winner. There's got to be a loser, man. All the guys that I've lost to are in the top 12, I think, and very skilled guys. Man, I haven't fought any slouches, so still relatively young in my career, but making progress and looking to put on a show Saturday.
Does it say something that they haven't been necessarily bad losses? A very close decision to Theodoro in December. The Santos fight, of course, was a corner stop, doctor stoppage, and then Khalil Roundtree a decision. He went 3 rounds. I mean, it's not like you've been getting knocked out. Right.
Nah, I think I have a lot of grit and toughness, and as long as I'm conscious and able, I'm in there.
Have you made changes to your camp or training regimen or just routine ahead of this fight?
Man, I just been working a lot on fixing the holes. A lot of volume output. I think some of my losses have been because I've been outpointed, not enough volume. Always kind of swinging for the fences. So, I worked a lot on adding volume, not putting as much power on my shot, so that I'll still be there in the third round if necessary.
You said in a recent interview that you've been working with a hypnotist ahead of this fight. What does that entail, and how did that happen?
Well, man, Khalil Roundtree came out a totally different guy. So, I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast with him, and Julian Marquez is my friend, and they both, had talked a lot about a hypnotist out in Vegas named Dom. And, man, I went and saw him and, cleared the space between my ears, and, man, it's just go time now.
What a fighter going to see a hypnotist, what do you do there? What happens? How does that benefit you?
Man, I was very skeptical at first. I thought he'd kind of like wave a watch in front of me and tell me I was getting sleepy and whatnot. But, it wasn't like that at all, man. He just, was just super relaxed. And, man, it is really hard to describe. We pick like one thing a day, whether it be anger or happy, or we just talk about it and kind of get into the subconscious mind a little bit.
So do you feel more relaxed or just better, or how is this changing you and how you feel ahead of this fight?
For me, we worked a lot on the visualization part of the preparation for a fight, which is something I used to be really good at, but for whatever reason, just had a hard time getting back to that space. But, man, I've been visualizing very vividly, and, man, very confident that I'm going to go out there and get a finish here in the next few days.
Is the plan to go back to that hypnotist, go back to Don, I think you said his name was, after this fight, and continue seeing him?
Yeah, I'll probably work with him for the rest of my career.
Okay. This fight is at 205. This fight is at light heavyweight. Your last one was as well. Before that, it was back at middleweight. You've bounced around a little bit. Why are you staying at 205 and not dropping back down to 185?
Man, I get in where I fit in. This is where the fight that they offered me. So, I've never said no. So, here we go.
Would you prefer to be at 205, or do you like 185 better?
I like 85 better. I think I have to be more disciplined with the diet, which makes me more locked into the training. And, it's always on my mind, in the back of my mind, thinking about the fight. Well, rather at 205, after I get done training, it's a lot easier to, kind of drift out of that mental space. So, I prefer 85, but, like I said, I get in where I fit in.
Even though the weight cut isn't easy, do you feel like it almost keeps you, focused, and you got to maintain a diet, I'm sure, and at 205, do you almost feel like that goes out the window and you're just not as focused? Am I right, or no? Yeah,
I'm just as focused. It's just I spend more time thinking about the fight when I'm fighting at 85, because I'm still pretty disciplined and strict in my diet at 205, because I still do cut about 25 pounds to get to 205. So, I just feel more locked in at 85.
Coming off these setbacks, do you feel like there's less pressure on you, and does that help you? Just because when you were first fighting in the UFC before the Natal fight, after the Brendan Allen LFA title win, you went 5 rounds. You were a very, very promising prospect in middleweight. Those talks have died down a little bit. Do you feel like there's less pressure on you and less expectations almost? Does that help you?
Man, I never felt pressure, when I was undefeated or after a loss, I love my job. I love getting in there. I love going in there and fighting and putting on a show. I have fell short the last few outings, but, it's kind of like life, man. You just got to get up and keep it moving.
Do you have full belief that you can turn things around and become and return to that sort of top prospect everybody was talking about 2 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it all starts on Saturday.
Eryk, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it. And last question, you're taking on Vinicius Moreira this Saturday. How do you feel like you get this one done?
I definitely think I'm going to go out there and pepper him up and wait for my shot to open up, and I'm going to put him away in the late in the first round.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it, and best of luck to you on Saturday.
Thank you for having me.